Welcome to the deep dive. So you're here because you need to get up to speed fast on what's happening with social media for small businesses in, well, 2025. And let's be honest, who really has the time to sift through tons of articles?
Exactly. It's a lot.
So we've kind of done that work for you. We've pulled out the really key shifts, the strategies you need to know about to, stay in the game. Oh, and by the way, if you are looking for a quick way to maybe give your social profiles a bit of a boost right now, check out rapidboost.net. Okay, so let's just dive right in. 2025. It feels like it's not just another year rolling by. It seems like a real turning point for how we all connect online.
Absolutely. I think what's really striking is how platform maturity and these big tech leaps are kind of coming together. It's really moved past just, being there. Now it's about a much more, detailed and tech-involved approach.
Right. And one of the first things that kind of jumps out from the research is this idea of micro communities and niche platforms sort of taking the spotlight.
Yeah.
Feels like maybe the days of just shouting your message to everyone are fading.
Precisely. Yeah, the data really points that way. We're seeing like over 2/3 of users are active in at least one of these smaller, more focused online spots. Think about private Facebook groups for really specific hobbies or, industry forums for niche sectors, or even platforms like Discord and Geneva built for those tighter communities.
Okay.
The real difference there is the focus on like actual interaction, real engagement. It's deeper than what you usually get scrolling through a main feed.
So less casting this huge net,
Yeah.
more finding or maybe building your own specific little gathering place online.
Exactly.
And then layered on top of that, you've got AI. It's almost like invisible sometimes, but it's clearly shaping what we see, what we do.
Oh, completely. AI tools are working away behind the scenes in so many areas now. They're curating our feeds, personalizing DMs, even figuring out the best time to post something. And the impact for businesses, it's pretty significant. I saw a stat from social media today saying businesses using AI for this kind of personalization see engagement jump by up to 35%.
Wow, 35%.
Yeah.
That really shows you the power there.
It does.
And it's not just the algorithms changing things, right? It's also how we consume content. Video seems to be just dominant.
Undeniably, yeah. Video and interactive stuff, that's accounting for, over 60% of online engagement now? So platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, they're absolutely central for grabbing attention and starting conversations.
And kind of holding all this together, it seems, is this real push for authenticity. Like, it's not just enough to show up, you have to be real.
Totally. In 2025, consumers are just incredibly savvy. They can spot marketing that feels, fake or forced a mile off. So being transparent about how you do business, having clear brand values, telling genuine stories, that's not just nice to have anymore. It's fundamental. It's how you build trust.
Okay, that makes sense. So given this whole changing picture, let's get into some real strategies, actionable stuff. The first one ties back to those micro communities. How can a small business actually use these smaller groups to build, real loyalty?
Well, the big shift is moving from that old broadcast mindset, just pushing messages out, to more of a service approach within these specific tribes, as you might call them. So instead of just promoting, you focus on finding and really participating in niche groups that line up with what your business does.
Okay, so like, what would that look like?
Well, say you have an eco-friendly skincare brand. You might get active in like zero-waste Facebook groups. Or if you run a local bike shop, maybe you start your own Strava club for cyclists in your area.
All right, so find where your people already are. Or maybe create that space if it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
And what kind of interaction works best there? Is it just about answering questions?
It's really about fostering actual conversation. Just hard selling usually backfires in these tighter groups. Instead, you want to, share useful insights from your area of expertise, answer people's questions directly, maybe feature stuff they've created, user-generated content you could host, like informal Q&As in the group, or share some behind-the-scenes stuff from your business. Make it human.
We saw a really good example of this, didn't we? That Portland bike shop with their Strava club. What was the key there?
Yeah, that was a great case. By starting their own private Strava group, they basically created this natural spot for local riders to connect, share routes, do little challenges. It built this really strong sense of community around their brand. And the result, a 28% jump in sales in just 6 months. It really shows how that targeted community focus pays off.
Wow, 28%. That's serious ROI.
Yeah.
Okay, moving to strategy 2 then. This is the AI-driven personalization and these predictive tools. Now, for some small business owners, that might sound, I don't know, a bit intimidating. maybe something only big companies can do.
Yeah, I get that. It can sound complex, but I think it's important to see AI here as a tool to actually make connections stronger, not just automate everything away. The aim is to use the tech to make your interactions more relevant, more timely, more personal, actually.
Okay, so what are some practical ways a small business could actually start using AI in their social media, like day to day?
Well, one big area is smarter content planning. There are AI tools now that can look at your audience's behavior, like when are they most active, what kinds of posts do they actually engage with, and it helps you optimize your posting schedule, maybe even tweak your content strategy almost in real time based on what's trending or working right now. It kind of takes the guesswork out.
That sounds really useful, actually.
hmm
Saves a lot of trial and error. What about actually personalizing the messages themselves?
Yeah, that's where you get into hyper-personalized messaging. Tools like ManyChat or MobileMonkey, they use AI to help you tailor DMs based on user data. So things like what they've clicked on before or their purchase history. Like the example we had, a pet store sending an automatic but personalized birthday message with a discount for the customer's pet.
Ah, right.
It just makes those one-on-one interactions feel more special, even if you're dealing with lots of customers. And then there's predictive analytics
Okay.
that helps you spot the bigger content themes, the pillars that really connect with your audience over time so you can focus your creative energy where it counts most.
So it's about working smarter, not just shouting louder.
Got it. Okay, strategy 3 turns to the content itself, specifically video. It really feels like if you're not doing video now, you're missing a huge chunk of potential reach. You've absolutely nailed it. The numbers are pretty stark. 71% of small business video views, they're happening on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. So video isn't really an option anymore. It's pretty fundamental if you want to reach a big part of your audience, especially, younger folks.
Okay, so for a small business owner who's maybe just dipping their toes into short-form video, what are the absolute must-dos to make it work?
Keep it short, obviously. Make sure it offers value, whether that's fun, useful info, a quick tip. And it needs to be visually interesting, like right away. Tell a quick story, grab their attention in the first couple of seconds, and always have a clear call to action. What do you want them to do next?
Oh.
And remember, it doesn't have to be some Hollywood production. Often, that raw, authentic feel connects better than something super polished.
Okay, good point. Authenticity again. Beyond those short clips, what about live video? How can businesses use live streams effectively?
Yeah, think beyond just, hey, we launched new product. Live streams are fantastic for live Q&As, talking directly with your audience. Or giving a behind-the-scenes tour of your workshop or office builds that transparency. You could even feature customers, share their stories. Using things like live polls or responding to comments in real time really boosts that interaction.
And the research even touched on AR and VR, augmented and virtual reality. That still feels pretty sci-fi for a lot of small businesses, I imagine.
It might seem way out there, yeah. But even simple AR stuff can be surprisingly effective. Like a boutique could have an AR filter so people can virtually try on sunglasses, or the example of a salon with a virtual hairstyle preview filter. These interactive bits can be really memorable, a way to stand out.
Interesting. Okay, let's shift to strategy number 4. This is all about building a trustworthy, value-driven brand. This feels like the foundation, really.
It absolutely is, yeah. In this digital world where, let's face it, trust can be pretty fragile, having that clear, authentic, consistently communicated identity, that's what gives you staying power. It's about being really clear on who you are, what you stand for, and then showing up that way consistently.
So how does a small business actually do that? How do you build that trust online?
Well, consistency is huge. Your brand's voice, the look and feel, your core messages, they need to be the same everywhere. Every social post, your website, how you reply to comments, maybe even creating a simple brand style guide can help keep everyone on the same page.
Okay.
And again, lean into storytelling more than just selling. Share the human side. Stories about your team, maybe customer success stories, or how you're involved in the community. Be transparent too. If you're working on sustainability or you're focused on inclusivity, talk about it. That builds real goodwill.
And the data backs us up strongly, right? That Sprout Social report finding.
Exactly. 80% of consumers say authenticity is a major factor in deciding which brands to follow or buy from. And get this, over half have unfollowed brands specifically because they felt inauthentic.
Wow. That really drives the point home.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, finally, strategy 5, using influencers and creator collaborations. This isn't just about celebrities anymore, is it?
Not at all. It's really evolved. We're seeing a huge impact from Micro-influencers, people with maybe 2,000 to 20,000 followers, but a really engaged niche audience. And also just authentic creators who genuinely use and like the products they talk about. Their recommendations often feel more like a trusted friend's advice.
So for a small business wanting to work with creators, what's the best way to approach it?
The key is aiming for long-term partnerships that benefit both sides. Find creators whose values match yours and whose audience is actually your target market. Instead of just paying for a one-off post, think about co-creating content together that feels natural and useful for both your audiences.
Right.
And don't forget the power of just regular people. Encourage your happy customers, even those nano influencers in your community, to share their experiences. Testimonials, unboxing videos. That user-generated stuff is gold.
We had another solid example here, the Austin Coffee Shop. How did they make collaborations work so well?
Yeah, they teamed up with several local food bloggers. Each had a fairly small but really dedicated local following. Together, they launched this fun coffee passport challenge. And the results were impressive, a 21% year-over-year bump in foot traffic, and they doubled their Instagram followers in just a couple of months. It really shows how smart, targeted collaborations can deliver.
That's fantastic. Okay, so bring this all together. For you listening right now, absorbing all this, what are the immediate practical steps you can take? Where do you start?
Okay, first step, take a really honest look at what you're doing now on social media. Audit your presence, what's actually working, where you may be spreading yourself too thin.
Good starting point.
Second, really dig into defining your micro-communities. Where are your ideal customers hanging out online? Look at forums, specific groups, hashtags. Maybe even think about starting your own branded community space.
Okay.
Then I'd say pick maybe 2 AI tools to experiment with. Could be for scheduling, could be for automating some initial DM replies, or for getting those predictive content insights. Just try a couple, track the results.
Don't have to do everything at once.
Exactly. And make video a core part of your plan. Aim for a regular schedule of short, authentic videos. Maybe try a live stream. Focus on being real, not perfect. Also, make sure you're clearly talking about your brand values. Weave them into your stories, your updates. Be transparent.
Right. Values and stories.
And finally, start looking into potential partnerships. Research some local micro-influencers. Maybe even reach out to your most loyal customers about collaborating or sharing their experiences. Try to put these actions into a quarterly plan. That way you can measure what's happening and adjust as you go.
That's some really solid, actionable advice. So wrapping this up, it feels like success on social media in 2025. It isn't just about knowing the latest platform features, is it?
No, not at all.
It's much more about really getting your audience using tech thoughtfully to make interactions more personal and building a brand that people connect with because it feels authentic, community-focused, and has real values.
That sums it up perfectly. We've talked about focusing on those micro communities, using AI strategically, making video and immersive content a priority, building that trustworthy identity, and collaborating effectively with creators. Those seem to be the key pillars.
And ultimately, it sounds like the best strategies aren't about chasing every single shiny new object, but about being deliberate, committing to learning and adapting, and really working on those deeper connections.
Couldn't agree more. And I think the brands that are really going to thrive in 2025 are the ones that manage to embrace these shifts, yes, but stay true to who they are and what really clicks with their specific audience.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is, which one of these strategies feels like the right next step for you? Which one can you start exploring right now? Thanks for diving deep with us today.